Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm gonna kind of like rapid go through my experience as a master's degree student at the University of St. Andrews last year. I'm just gonna go through what my favorite things were, things that surprised me, kind of what my year looked like, etc. So first and foremost, I was living at Dean's Court Accommodation, which is a postgrad only accommodation hall for 60 people, and it's catered and it's shared bathrooms. Didn't love the shared bathrooms, obviously, but the catered thing was so nice, not just to not have to worry about food and like dishes and grocery shopping and such, but also it was just such a good opportunity to make just really close friendships, because I mean, you were seeing the same people breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day, and it was just amazing. I'm so lucky and thankful that I met the most amazing people at my time at Dean's Court and just created the best group of friends where we hung out in the common room that we have at Dean's Court all the time. We had so much fun, but we'll get into all of that. So St. Andrews starts September, so you'd get in like September 8th, 9th-ish, move in, and then have orientation week. The St. Andrews Union, which is like the union for all of the students, will start organizing Freshers Week events, especially at 601, which is like the club that's for students only. In St. Andrews, it's also low-key the only club there. The Vic and the Rule are Club E adjacent, but 601 is really the only club, which isn't to say the nightlife in St. Andrews is bad. Actually, I would say the opposite. I had the most night out fun I've had probably ever, and it's just a lot of house parties, society parties, pubs, 601 events, balls. It's overall great. The weather in St. Andrews wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I don't know if that was just my year or it's the usual, but it was actually insanely sunny. Like, I didn't miss the sun at all except for that whole month of February, but every single other month of the year the sun was out, it was shining. Yes, it was cold, yes, it's windy, but not a lot of rain and sunny, so I was having fun. December, well, winter in general, the sun does set at like 3:30 p.m, which is kind of crazy, but I didn't mind it that much. It just made it more like, I don't know, Christmassy, Halloween-y at the time, and then February sucked, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, it's just 1 month. It's the quickest month, it's the shortest month, so it's fine. Speaking of Halloween, Halloween was so great at St. Andrews, just so many events, so many cool things to do, and we just had so much fun during that whole like area and month. Dean's Court has a tradition where every Friday you get formal Fridays, so you get to dress up and bring alcohol, and it's just the best excuse to get dressed up and just go out with your friends afterwards. So it was such a cool tradition that just allowed us to do so many cool plans. After formal dinners we had karaoke's, casino nights, trivia nights, Kahoot nights. We organized so much stuff because Dean's Court has a committee, it has a budget that they can spend for the residents, and I was elected the vice president of that, so we just conducted so many cool events through the year like that, and then bigger events, for example for Christmas, at Dean's Court Christmas Ball at the Russex Hotel, which is a really nice hotel in St. Andrews, and it was just such a hit. It was such a nice night. Christmas Ball, like St. Andrews wide Christmas Ball, is also such a good event. If you're thinking about which balls are worth spending your money for, Christmas Ball would be the one I would recommend the absolute most. Also, just being within like the European like area, it's so easy to just travel through. Friends and I had a trip to Amsterdam and Paris in December, which was so fun. We did so much cool stuff. We skated, we went to museums. Amsterdam was amazing, and then I didn't go to Paris because I had an exam, but they did. They trained from Amsterdam to Paris and had so much fun. Eiffel Tower, all that good stuff. And then in March we went to Lanzarote, which is an island in the Canary Islands, like a Spanish island, which was insane. Our Airbnb was gorgeous, and we just had so much fun. The water, the visuals, it was insane. It was warm too, and we're coming from like February in St. Andrews, so it was just so much fun. March we also had our Dean's Court Spring Ball, because we had Christmas, spring, and summer, and the spring one was at the Old Course Hotel, which is an insane hotel at St. Andrews, so it was just an amazing night. And then our last trip that we did was we went to Madeira in June, which is another island, Portuguese this time, and again, amazing, such an amazing experience. April was really fun because I finally convinced my friends to go to 601 with me because it was my birthday, and after that it just became easier to convince them to go because I did have a good time. On April 30th, well, May 1st really, it's a St. Andrews tradition called May Dip, which is just so much fun because on April 30th, you just go out, stay up all night, 6 to 1, all the good stuff, and then go to the beach at sunrise in order to go into the ocean as the sun is rising to cleanse your academic sins. And it's just such an amazing university-wide tradition that was just so much fun. We had so much fun doing it this year. And another tradition St. Andrews has are academic families, which is stronger with undergrads, but you can get adopted as a postgrad too, and then you can participate in traditions like Racin, which is a day in October where your family, your parents set you a bunch of like challenges and you're just kind of day drinking through the town the whole day, and it's just so much fun. May is the end of like the semester. Let's say first semester goes September, December, second January, well, February, May. So we had a little bit of time in May before our dissertation semester started, which is just the summer module if you're a postgrad, to just have so much fun. So we were doing every single kind of plan. We got really into golfing. And summer semester, when we were just working on our dissertation, was great. A lot of people traveled throughout with their families or stuff like that. We met a lot of the families that came to St. Andrews, so that was really fun too. In August, there's this thing called the Llamas Fair or something like that, which is a fair that happens every year in St. Andrews, which was so much fun. We had so much fun, especially because the last day of the fair was the day we submitted our dissertation, which meant that we all just went ham, and it was so much fun. We also had our Dean's Court Summer Ball in July. We also started going to Balgo, which is one of the golf courses, after hours, and doing boozy Balgo. And then we did it a couple times in black tie, which is just the most St. Andrews thing I can think of, and it was just so much fun. Even though it's a small town, and of course there's like limited things to do, I think that kind of just like pushes you to find things to do that are out of the ordinary. And then it becomes this thing of, wow, there's actually so much to do, because you're playing games, you're doing things like a black tie golfing sunset trip, we're playing Catan, we're playing cards, we're learning magic, we're playing chess. Like, there's just so much things that we did. We watched so many movies in the common room. We watched the whole season 3 of White Lotus. We hiked the coastal path from St. Andrews to Crail. Like, there's just so much stuff to do. We went to Dundee to watch a movie. And then obviously at the end of August, you submit your diss and then you start saying bye to everyone, which was one of the hardest things ever. I couldn't recommend St. Andrews enough because it was literally a year of my life where I think I was happier most consistently, like actively happier, not just like content, you know, but like actively happy consistently, if not low-key all the time for the whole year. So yeah, it's just the best. There's so many cool pubs. I wouldn't worry about the nightlife at all. Like the Rule.
Robert, what day is it? Thursday?
Waypat, the Vic, Central, Molly's. There's just so many cool places to go and have a drink and have fun. There's so many societies. If you have any questions about St. Andrews or if there's anything you would want to see, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.